So welcome back to the channel, guys, in another chess video, and this time it's a different type of video because I am back again with not only one but two games of mine in which I played brilliant moves. So that's one brilliant move each game. So the two games which you are looking at on the screen probably are the same games in which I played a brilliant move. So without any further ado, let us take a look at the first game. So let us wait for a few seconds before the analysis board loads. And in this game, I actually sacrificed my knight to checkmate my opponent. And the next game is even better. So let's wait. So in this game I had the white pieces in hand and I opened up with the king's pawn opening e4. Opponent replied with e5, knight f3, knight c6, and after bishop to c4 we have the Italian game on the board, and the Italian game is probably the most common opening which I play. So let's after bishop to c4, opponent developed his knight on f6 and I simply played d3. I played solidly and I did not go for the fried liver attack because most people know its refutation, because 16 most people I the person I played against was a 1700 and I'm also almost 1700. So people generally know the refutation of the fried liver, and fried liver is a childish thing to do at this level according to me. But let us continue. After d3, opponent played bishop to c5 and now I played c3. Opponent castled kingside and I played a4, intending to trap my opponent's bishop, and he caught my idea and played a5 himself. And now I shot castle. I also castled and brought my king to safety. The game continued with the move like d5, and black was the first to strike in the center. And after this series of moves, my opponent's knight is centralized as well. It's actually a good piece. And now I played h3, and it's a preventive measure. It prevents the move bishop to g4. So now bishop to e6 is on the board, and I continued with rook to e1, pressurizing the e5 pawn. Opponent defends with the move f6, and now I played knight b to d2, and opponent played queen to d7. And in this position, now I think that my opponent was preparing for bishop takes on h3, although he never did that in the game. And in the game, bishop takes on h3 did not click in my mind too. So that's something I want to tell you, because bishop takes on h6 and g takes on bishop takes on h3, sorry, and g takes on h3, the queen will arrive on h3 and my king will be open, so that would be risky for me. But in the game, bishop takes on h3 just didn't click in my mind. So now I played knight to e4 and I also centralized my knight whilst attacking my opponent's bishop, and opponent moved his bishop to b6 simply, and now I took his knight via bishop takes on d5. And after bishop takes on d5, I played c4, and as of move 14, black has a slight edge over me, and I don't know why the previous two moves were mistakes. So After c4, bishop take to f7 was played, and now I pushed c5, attacking my opponent's bishop, and bishop moved to a7, and now I played bishop to e3, uh, defending or further safeguarding the c5 pawn, and the opponent played rook a to d8, pressurizing my uh, d3 pawn, and I defended the d3 pawn with the move rook to a3. And now opponent played queen to f5, which was a mistake, which gave me the chance to play knight to g3 and gain a tempo over the queen. So opponent moved his queen to g6, and it was a blunder. And I intended to trap the queen with the move h4, and I don't know why is this a missed win, because Stockfish thinks that there was a better move than h4, and I don't know what it was. Well, it was knight to h4, but how is the question? How is that better than h4? But anyways, let's continue. After h4, opponent played h6, and now I played h5, and opponent played queen to h7, and now I played queen to e2. Opponent played knight to d4, and after this series of captures, he didn't directly capture my knight, although knight takes on d4 was also a blunder, but he counter blundered with the move bishop takes on c5. And in this position, I thought that my knight is better than my a3 rook, so I decided to give up my rook and preserve the knight instead. So now I played knight d2 f5. Opponent took my rook, and I recaptured the bishop with the move b takes on a3. Opponent played bishop to b3, intending to take the a4 pawn, and I played queen to g4. Well, bringing the queen to the g file and also protecting the pawn. And not only that, I can potentially also sacrifice one of my pieces if I get the chance to checkmate my opponent's king. So opponent moved his king to h8 to remove the pin from the h6 pawn, and now I played knight to e7, and my knight here is stronger than my opponent's bishop. So opponent played bishop to f7, and now I played knight g to f5. Opponent took my d3 pawn via rook takes on d3, and I played rook to c1, attacking his c7 pawn, which he obviously defends by playing c6. But now I played bishop to c5, and it was a blunder, and I don't know the reason behind it, but the main idea behind bishop to c5 was to somehow give unleash a discovered attack on the rook to capture it. But opponent moved his rook to e8, and I finally played knight to g6 check, and after bishop takes on g6 and h takes on g6, opponent played queen to g8, and my g6 pawn is actually doing a great job of suffocating the king. Well, and black can also have some back rank problems if his queen and rook leave the back rank, and I ever get the chance to bring my rook or queen to his back rank, then he'll get mated. So now I played rook queen to h5, and I intended to give the knight sacrifice to checkmate him. However, he played rook e to d8, and it's already a mate in 6 now. So that means that whichever move black plays, he's getting mated no matter what. So I played the brilliant move knight takes on h6, and it's such a brilliant move because first of all, I'm threatening a discovered check to checkmate him. And not only that, if he doesn't move his queen, then I won't take his queen, but rather play knight to f7, double check and mate. So, anyways, he plays rook to d1 check, and he tried to give me some checks before getting mated. And you know what? I played even savage move, king to h2, and I said, "You want to take my rook? Just take it." But nobody can save you from getting mated. So he took my knight via g takes on h6, but he got mated in the following way, and I won in this game. So now let us take a look at the next game. So in this game, I again had the white pieces in hand, but I in this game I also made two blunders and some mistakes as well. But still, let us see how this game went. So I again opened up with the king's pawn opening e4, and after e5 I played knight to f3, d6, and I played bishop to c4. Bishop to g4 is on the board, pinning my knight, and I played h3 to kick away the bishop. Bishop moved to h5, and I played knight to c3. Opponent played knight to f6, and I simply kicked away the bishop with the move g4. Bishop moved to g6, and I played d3. Opponent played bishop to e7, and now I played bishop to g5. Opponent played c6, and now I played queen to d2, preparing for the long castle move. But now my opponent played knight b to d7, and I castled queen side, and which was a mistake, and I don't know the reason why it was a mistake. So anyways, my opponent played knight to b6, and it was a blunder, and I don't know why it was a blunder. And knight to b6 took away all the advantage of that black had and gave it to white. Anyways, I played rook d to g1 and counter blundered, because this move rook d to g1 simply loses a pawn, because after knight takes on c4 and d takes on c4, opponent can play a move like knight takes on e4 or bishop takes on e4. That's why it loses a pawn, and that's the reason it was a blunder. Anyways, opponent played knight takes on c4, and after d takes on c4, opponent castled king side instead of taking my pawn, and which gave me the opportunity to counter blunder using h4 by playing h4. And opponent also counter blundered with the move h6, and this gave me the opportunity to take his knight first with the move bishop takes on f6. And after bishop takes on f6, I simply pushed g5. Bishop moved to e7, and now I pushed h5. And after h takes on g5, I played h takes on g6. And after f takes on g6, look at the funny pawn structure for black on the g file. Tripled pawns, which is a rare thing to see in chess. So anyways, in this position my knight was attacked, so I defended the knight with the move queen to d3, and opponent played rook to f4, and now I played the move knight to e2, attacking the rook, because I thought that if I move my f3 knight anywhere, then black can simply play rook to h4 and trade the rooks, and I didn't wanted that to happen. So I played rook to knight to e2, attacking the rook. Opponent moved his rook to f6, and now I played knight takes on g5, and now opponent played rook takes on f2. And ladies and gentlemen, It's already a mate and 4 now. And the first move of the sequence is the brilliant move rook to h8 check, and the king is forced to take the rook because the king has no squares to go to besides h8. And after king takes on h8, I brought my queen into that attack via queen to h3 check. The king again moved to g8. I gave him another check with the move queen h7. The king moved to f8, and it was the only move. And now I finished this off with queen to h8 check and mate. Can you see how beautiful checkmate, back rank mate this is? First of all, my queen controls the whole at 8th rank, and my knight also covers the f7 square, so the king cannot move up to f7. Furthermore, my opponent's bishop on e7 also cover opponent's bishop also became a hurdle for his king, and in that way I won. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked both of my games and this video as a whole. And if you did that, then please share this video with your family and friends, and also subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so you won't miss any of my future videos. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.